Good day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. There is a proverb that says, "He who knows not and knows not that he knows not is a fool. Shun him. He who knows not and knows that he knows not is a child. Teach him. He who knows and knows not that he knows is asleep. Wake him. He who knows and knows that he knows is wise. Follow him." Now, that proverb either came from China or Africa. It seems like China and Africa are the only two places, or the main two places, that proverbs come from. So that tells you something about the age of the Africans and the Chinese. The oldest, of course, being the Africans. Now, it has come to my attention that there are those in our community that don't know the difference between ancestors and descendants. Now, why am I saying that? It's because I keep hearing black people say, "I don't want to identify as ADOS," which stands for American Descendants of Slavery, because I'm not a slave. I don't want to identify as being a slave. Now, obviously, that person has a comprehension problem. An American descendant of slavery is not a slave, and I'm going to tell you why. This is a very familiar picture in African American history. This picture was taken in Virginia, I believe it was Virginia, at the end of the Civil War, when they were newly freed. So these would be called formerly enslaved or freedmen. They are called ancestors. An ancestor is also known as a forefather, forelder, or forebear. It is a parent or the parent of an antecedent, which would be us. So when we talk about ancestors, we're talking about these people who lived 100 years, 50 years, 200 years ago, not people who are alive today. So if your foreparents were enslaved, they are your ancestor, and you are the descendant of those ancestors. These are modern day African Americans. They are the descendants of the people who came before them. So if their family members were enslaved in the United States, or anywhere else for that matter, they are the descendants of those enslaved people. So if you identify as an American descendant of slavery, that does not mean that you are saying that you are a slave or that you are enslaved. You're saying that my ancestors were enslaved, and I'm identifying with my ancestors, but I'm not in the condition that they were in, which was slavery. Now, for anybody who's going to say, "Well, we knew that, we didn't need you to tell us that," I'm going to ask you to change the "we" to "I," because if you listen very carefully on these social media platforms, there will be people arrogantly coming on saying, I'm FBA. I don't want to identify as a slave. I'm not a slave." So that is a person who lacks comprehension, or who wasn't paying attention the day this was taught in reading or English or social studies or science. It might come up in any class. And the last thing I want to say, and I've been wanting to say this for a long time, that's unrelated to ancestor and descendant, but it's another word that is misused in our vocabulary, and that is the word irregardless. Irregardless is not a word. The word is regardless. Regardless to what you're talking about, the word is regardless. People are using irregardless when they should be saying irrespective. So this is sort of a teaching lesson, but I've been wanting to say that for quite some time. So anyway, if you already know this stuff, I'm not talking to you. And if you do already know it, just have a good laugh or a good smile, because trust and believe, I know what I'm talking about when I say these are common mistakes. No, I don't know everything, but I know this. And these are common mistakes, and they're easily corrected. Thank you for listening. Give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and have a good day.